All right, so we're going to start for our battle UI by creating the battle map so that we have the space to actually display the UI and kind of like show it, at least for now, even though we don't have all the functionality working. So whatever level you're on, you're going to go to File and you're going to go New Level, New Level, and you're going to do Basic and you're going to create it. And then you're going to save it. And I'm going to put it in my maps folder and I'm going to call it level underscore battle level or battle map or something like that, and make sure that you're putting it where you want to in your file organization and save it that way. Now we already have a player start out here, so I'm going to go over to where my player start is and to where that arrow is facing to the right. I want this player start to be my player, so I want them to spawn and I want them to face to the right to the enemies, and then I'm going to create player starts for the enemies as well. So I'm going to hold down Alt and drag this off. If you hold down Alt and drag off of any item in the editor, it will just create a copy of it. Or you could go up here and go to Basic and drag out more player starts. But I'm going to have up to 3 enemies that can spawn in the level. You could do anywhere from 2 to 4 and just set that amount. And I'm going to show you how to do that when we spawn the enemies. So I'm going to have these guys and I'm going to rotate them around, I think it's this axis. No, wrong axis. I'm going to rotate them so that they're actually facing the player. So, or actually, yeah, 180. So I'm going to change these rotation values here for those player starts around the yaw axis so that they're facing the player. And I'm going to spread them out a little bit. And a tip that I have is to put them on a plane that is tilted a little bit, because that way you'll be able to see them all even if they're behind each other, because they are like 2D characters. This actually works really well. So you can go into the square with a plus and you can go down to shapes and grab a plane and drag it out, tilt it up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna like spread it out under my characters. Make sure none of these are like colliding with the plane. But this way, like they'll say bad size, by the way, like that, if they think they're colliding with something. But again, I like just having them on the slant because in the 2D space, when you're looking at it, especially if you texture it the same as everywhere else, or this is like your entire floor, like if it goes wide enough that it's the entire viewport, you won't really be able to tell that it's like a slant, but it will make your characters, like your enemies in the back and stuff, more visible, and their health bars and everything more visible. So it's a tip I like to do with that. And then we need to add a camera to this level. So we're going to go up here and we're going to search for camera. So that's our little square with a plus up here at the top again. And we're going to just grab a camera actor and drag it out into the level. And we are going to rotate this one around, oh, wrong way, -90. So that it's facing our player starts. And then this kind of shows us what the camera is seeing right now. Also, the nice thing about the plane is it kind of could help me position a camera because I can't see these actors in the plane. So in the camera, so I can kind of position my camera to where I want it to be. You can make it taller, you can angle it down a little bit so it's like looking down at the players. And you can build out this environment around it as well over when you do your level design, but for now we're just going to kind of like set up the very basic thing. So kind of put your camera where you want it. You might need to move it a little bit depending on when we spawn the characters and how big your sprites are and how they fill the space. So just keep in mind that you might have to adjust that just a little bit. On the camera in the details, we want to search for auto, and we want to scroll down to auto activate. And make sure that's turned on, and then auto activate for player. Let me actually pull this out because it's underneath where my head is floating. So auto activate should be checked on, and then auto activate for player right here at the bottom. We want to save for player 0, and that will make sure that it auto activates here and spawns that player at player 0. So then in the world settings, we actually want to have a game mode here for our level that is for the battle game, and not for just the world game mode. So I do want you to create a game mode that's a battle game mode. So if you go to game modes folder, right now you should have a menu game mode and a world game mode. And then I want you to have a battle game mode as well. So as a reminder, blueprint class, game mode base is what you want. And call it battle game mode, or something along those lines so you remember. And then over here in the world settings, if you don't have the world settings, you can go to window, world settings to pull it up. But in the world settings, you want to have the game mode override be your battle game mode. We don't want a pawn class, so we want that to be default. We don't need our player controller, like we don't need any of that stuff we had in the that we're going to have in the main level. We just need it to be our battle game mode here. And we're actually going to manually spawn these characters. So that's all you need to do to set up this level, and then we're going to actually spawn the characters in just so we can at least get an idea for how it looks. We're not going to like do anything with the battle yet till we get to the battle system and the gameplay, but we do want to actually spawn in the characters and like have their animations available here in the battle level.